What's up, Mau Mau? Go with that. Stupid shit we don't need. Oh yeah, Mau Mau. That has to drop. But now we got the whole boom that I could pull up. I got a whole fucking TV to show you shit. That's gonna pop out. Yeah, that TV is gonna come up here on a swivel, not like here. Yeah, and then that is bam, right there. That's how that works. Then what I have to do is I'll position this a little bit to the right more. This camera has to go more that way and center over like from here to here and turn in a little bit. And that'll give us the angle we need. All right. Maybe do something to like bring this higher, but I would be sitting technically right here like this. So yeah, it could even be just this one like this. Right. What's up fucked up? Don't think all my shit would be gone. Stupid. Look, I have all my teeth, assholes. So that's gonna be about come over here. That gets that. And that's that. Come over more to the right, I lose on the left. Maybe this way. I don't know who that is. You have no marbles. Okay. Cool. I don't have that problem. All right. Whatever. So here we are. Let's test it out. See, I got a cool microphone and everything, like and stuff, but I can't use it right now. It's just not usable. All this got to come out of the way. All this has to come down and move, and that TV has to go here. You can see nothing. Just testing out on here. Cigarello? Cigarro? I don't know what I have. Oh, look, I have a cigar. I have a little heart thing. Oh, look, a lighter. Gotta have a lighter. Right. That looks like a stone. Let's see what it is. See if I did that. There we go. Okay, that's a cigar. Uh, Good. Where did you put it? Got the wood. Oh, still a little bit wet. What are you gonna do? Okay. Okay. What you looking at? What you looking at, kid? It's not a kitty cat that wants to see what's going on. Is it something I can eat? Uh-huh. It's something you can smoke. You want to smoke a cigar? There you go. Puff away. Just kidding. I wouldn't kid. Kitty don't know. Right, kitty? Right, kitty weedy? This is Cheddar. Cheddar's the kitty weedy. Hi, Cheddar. Yeah, hi, Cheddar. Okay, I'm closing it now. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I might eat that. Huh. All right. No, no, no. Don't scratch that up. Actually, that's kind of funny. Like a little old piece that we did. It was something from a long time ago. Like 97, I want to say, 98, something like that. I think like 97. Watch the time to clean up, but not really. It's not that dirty in here. It just needs to be creeped out. All right. Thanks, kitty. Oh, I said you're welcome. Yeah, I know, babe. I got you in a minute. I got to feed him. That's why you're getting a little anxious. It's okay. We'll feed you, buddy. Hold your horses, pal. Put a little lime juice in the water. It's just lime juice. You want lime juice? You got water, don't you, baby? Juice. That's water. Where are we at here? Wait for stuff to move. Fit in place back. I feel like look, we have a minute glass. Minute glass. Hey, check it out. I found $1. Yay. Got $1. There's the turtle with $1. I put the turtle on top of $1. It's like that. That's Franklin and Turtle. See? We're in Loxahatchee. And this is if I ever get to go surfing again. And who can we need to bring Moroso back. I think we need some like real like fun out here. What do you think, Mr. President? Come on. We'll call it Donald J. Trump Raceway. A quarter mile drag strips? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying something funny, but seriously though, like what's wrong with that place? Like why was it shut down? Oh, that's right, morale. They didn't want you to have any morale. They don't want people having morale. That's really what it is. And by them I mean like the people who want to change America. Who do you think I who are they to you? All right, so if I move these over here and turn them sideways, yeah, I might be able to do that. Without ruining my hat. Thank you very much. So it'll kind of cover up the flag. It's not a burned flag, so it's not technical. I gotta hang up the towel. There's some stuff here that I'll never fucking read before in my life. But it looks cool. So okay. Yeah, I'll put a heart here because that could be a dude and like hearts, right? Why not? Fuck you. Like that. All right. Here, I'm trying to shoot. This right here has to move out. So we're gonna move the TV over. You guys get to see me rearrange the studio a little bit in here. How about that for entertainment? This is what Dino does to move the studio around. Oh, I gotta install the friggin' thing to hold the TV up and swing it out on an arm and everything. I just haven't done it. Be like that. Okay. Try this. All right, kitty. So I guess those Coke bottles are made in Mexico, huh? I didn't know that. These Coke bottles here, I guess when you buy them, $36 for a case. Yeah, I didn't buy a case, but I seen it for a case. And I was at a damn friggin' Costco. $36 for a case. So those they're selling them for what, $2, $3 a pop? Holy cow! For a Coke, $3? What? Oh, the minute's up. Time to go again. All right, let's see what happens now. Normally, Ara would be hanging out with me, but X is being difficult, not letting me like whatever anymore. Has it really been that damn long? I got caught up in trying to get money to catch up on things, and that didn't work out too well. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I think that might work. You know. That's good. Yeah. Now what do you think? See, now I can hook this one up. I can control it right here. That's not too bad. That's kind of in there, man. Look, see, then I can pull up my things over here that I want you to see. All right. That'll work. Yeah, I did it in under a minute. So for Neil, put that here. And where's my other mic? Oh, this is my real mic. This is my microphone, actually. This is my mic right here. This is, I got this from the Apple Store in New York City. Yeah, Apple Store in New York City when it first opened up. And this weighs more than that. This one is different. This weighs a lot less than this one. And this one, compared to this one's a condenser microphone, but it's not like this one. This one has a real time analog to digital converter. This one is just a condenser, digital condenser. This one's heavier. Um, uh, oh yeah, my favorite person. Thank you. So it's Christmas in July. All right, good. Now I can go ahead and set up the other PC and get that going, or I can hook it up into this one, maybe. But, yeah, I'll leave this open. We're gonna need longer cables. Yeah, I like that view better. Look, see now we're a little bit more focused here. All right, I think I got everything in perspective. What do you think? No, I'm just a floating head. No, I'm a talking head. See, I'm a talking head. Put Franklin back here with the dollar bill hanging out. Franklin's always hanging out, right? And then we have our hourglass or minute glass. We have a minute glass there for to time people now. You can use that to time people. You got 1 minute. Go. Here's our time traveling device. I can put that back over here. Cool. I got this whole area to work with. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. I could pull some cool shit. We can make it so it's 3D, so it angles it. Let's see here. Versa. Versa. Coffee. Good. I got a whole big space here. I like it decluttered. That's so much better. I hate when things get messy and cluttered up, crap like that. Pain in the ass. Matter of fact, I like having this up here better now. Ah, thank you, better. Right. Right. I like. I like it a lot. There we go. What do you think, Kitty? That's what we forgot. We forgot to put the little T-Mobile deal in there. I got to get like a little T-Mobile logo back in there. We'll do that. We'll do that little T-Mobile logo. Now, angle it down more. We'll lower the whole thing. Hold on. This is like the perfect height on it for the angle. And I'd have to be like this. I want to do that. I want it like this. And that's it. That's all I have to do. See? What else do I have to do? That's perfect. That's great. We got it. We're in there. Let's see if R is online with us. What did we do with our Loxahatchee Groves? Okay. Find Ara. Ara. Where are Ara? I still have a pack of bass strings. The Dario XLs. Light something else, isn't it? Okay, figure that out. That stuff. If I'm right here, I can get up in here too. That's great. That is great. Oh yeah. We can do this just a little bit. Oh, I like it. Right on. Now we're in there. Let's see what Ara thinks. Hey Ara, what do you think of the new setup? Ah, Ara doesn't want to work now. Okay, so come back in 4 hours, 5 minutes.
Well, it's going to go very well because I got it. As I said here months ago, the show must go on. 3 times. I'm going to do it again.
So I'm here, like, basically doing nothing. It looks like it anyway. I'm really not doing all this bullshit that I have to do just to get one fucking code on to sign into a social media account. Okay. What happened when I put that in? Bullshit. What the hell? Okay, okay. Here we go. Fuck no. Oh, delete this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's fucking wrong, dude. That's fucking wrong. Whoa. how many? Still not working. I don't care. All right, it's okay. It's good enough. That's a good video. Great. So what do we have going on here? Guess I'll check the social media deal, see what's going on. So apparently, dachshunds are the best at snuggling. I guess is what I've been told. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it says here. It's off the internet. Like somebody drove their car into a pool. Good job. That's great. Has anybody seen He-Man? I haven't seen it. I don't know. I heard it's pretty good. I don't know if it's good. I don't. Look at that, like gap right here. See, I had right here. See, there's a thing right here. You can see it right here. There's a line. I had a 12-inch sawzall blade go through my face. It bounced off of the rafter. Said bink and went boom. Stuck right there. Went boom all the way in, all the way through my gum and everything. It went right into the part where that was growing. There was like a tumor thing growing in here. It's still kind of there. But I think somehow miraculously the blade was hot and it just seared right in there. So it didn't really get infected because it was so hot. It burned like shit. And I was just like, holy cow, like cauterized it instantly almost, but I don't know. It was weird. But the what do you call it? Whatever was in here that was like a tumor thing that was building up, it like deflated or something. Like, kind of came out. I don't know. Weird. I know. Tastes like crap, but that's what happened. That was from some stuff. That was it was from shrapnel from a grenade that hit me up here. They're like micro shrapnel. Wasn't It's not as bad as you think. Like micro shrapnel that came through a windshield, stuck into my forehead right here, and then it grew a golf ball size friggin' tumor on top of my head. But it spread over, like it spread through my face, like through here. I felt it like kind of move right into here, and then grew another mass right here, like behind here. It's still inflamed sometimes, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It does put, I think it kind of puts pressure on my cerebral cortex. It's right back there. Anyway, all right. So let's do a little test stint then without Aura. We don't need Aura. Maybe Aura will work on here because maybe it's not working on that one for some reason. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. We'll work on this one. We come up with. I got this footage I'm trying to develop. Now I can't use Grush. This was the plan. boring right now. All right, so let me you know what? Maybe I can pull this up. Let's at least do that. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, Army news. Pentagon nominates Lieutenant General Admiral to command U.S. Army Europe and Africa. Pentagon nominated Lieutenant General Kevin D. Admiral to serve as the next commander of the U.S. Army Europe and Africa Theater. That's from Military Times. Check that out. So I'll pull that up over here. We'll have something for that. Home and on missile defense. Our missile defense newsletter has the latest on all things missiles, Golden Dome, and global deterrence. All in your inbox on the first of each month. You can sign up with your email, and that's at militarytimes.com. Go to the early bird brief in your Google and search that. Go to the one with Military Times, and that's where you go to sign up. All right, Air Force, Air and Space Force Magazine, active duty airmen only have a few days left to submit an official waist to height ratio into the Air Force's new online application. But the service clarified July 23rd that this first body composition measurement is not meant to be scored as part of the new Physical Fitness Readiness Assessment, or PFRA. I'm looking down there, it's like that. It's not to the right. Is it to the right? No, it's right here. Okay. I got to look here when I'm talking, like that. Test 1, 2, talk to the camera. All right. 3, 4, over. Let's see what else here. Space Force. Space Force. Meet the 48-year-old Space Force Guardian setting Hawaii State powerlifting records. U.S. Space Force First Lieutenant Thomas Moriarty, an operations officer assigned to the Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickman's Wahava Annex. I hope I said that right. Wahava Annex. Wahayawa Annex. I think it's Wahayaba. Set 6 Hawaii State powerlifting records in April while encouraging fellow service members to view fitness as a critical piece of military readiness. Space Force wants commercial bandwidth for SATCOM experiments. Air and Space Forces magazine, The Space Force, is moving forward with a series of experiments to test ideas for broadening its narrow satellite. There we go. I can see it better. Its narrow band satellite communication mission to medium Earth orbit, and a new notice to industry seeks commercial satellites to help demonstrate the viability of a future hybrid architecture. Maybe if I did that and moved it over here, that's actually really, now I need that. See, now that's better. I'll move it over there like that. And I can hold it down here. I don't have to worry about that so much. That snap. I think I got it better now. There we go. Space Force wants commercial bandwidth for SATCOM experiments. Air and Space Force magazine. The Space Force is moving forward with a series of experiments to test ideas for broadening its narrow band satellite communication mission to medium Earth orbit, and a new notice to industry seeks commercial satellites to help demonstrate the viability of a future hybrid architecture. Looks like we're 53 minutes, 24 seconds into the feed. Write that down so I know where to go. About 54 minutes. Okay. Coast Guard seeking technology to hunt and kill uncrewed underwater vehicles. the war zone from ongoing conflict with Iran to the Ukraine war and hotspots around the world, aerial drones have proven to be extremely dangerous and effective weapons, and a mad rush is on to counter them. That's from the Coast Guard. National Guard awards $292 million for 2,000 apartment style units for DC deployments. Huh. 292 million for 2,000 units. National Guard Bureau, the District of Columbia National Guard, and the U.S. General Services Administration have awarded apartment hotel rental company Placemaker 292 million to provide up to 2,000 apartment style lodging units for troops assigned to the Joint Task Force District of Columbia mission, the Guard announced. Okay, so is that for a year? Is that for the next 3 years? I guess we got to look at that. By J.D. Simpkins. The National Guard Bureau, the District of Columbia National Guard, and the U.S. General Services Administration have awarded apartment hotel rental company Placemaker. That's Placemakr. No E. 292 million. And this is to provide up to 2,000 apartment style hotel rental companies, hotel rental spaces, apartment style lodging units for troops. So how many are they going to cram into one room? Signed to the Joint Task Force District of Columbia mission, the Guard announced. So the length of the DC Task Force mission, which kicked off in August 2025, has made current lodging arrangements unsustainable. A Guard release stated. Mobilized troops have been staying in hotels throughout the region. The Guard is hoping a long-term housing remedy will improve overall quality of life and flexibility for those mobilized while reducing taxpayer expenses, the release stated. The acquisition process was reportedly completed. I agree, though. You know what they need is they probably need something to where we can have our own duty there and everything. The acquisition process was reported completed in under 3 months, despite an agency-level vendor protest, which was reviewed and denied. This contract delivers stable, secure housing for our soldiers and airmen while achieving significant cost savings for the government. Monica Williams, Executive Director of Acquisitions and Head of Contracting Activity for the National Guard Bureau, said in the release, we were able to move quickly to meet mission requirements and provided a long-term solution for deployed personnel. Contract pricing, according to the Guard GSA figures, is about 49% below projected short-term commercial hotel costs and 27% below standard GSA scheduled pricing for lodging and housekeeping services. 27% below standard GSA. Okay, so people are still getting taken care of, but at the same time, it's not over cost. The contract pricing, according to the Guard on GSA figures, is about 49% below projected short-term commercial hotel. Yeah, so obviously that's obviously if you're going to go short-term, then long-term, we're going to do this long-term. Here's a little bit more money up front. I can understand that. The new arrangement comes on the heels of a May 28 report, meanwhile, that assessed that the 2,000 plus National Guard troops to have participated in the DC task force have had no measurable effect on violent crime. Who says this? Bullshit. I disagree. They're saying it has no. Okay, so that's what they're saying in the theory by J.D. Simpkins here. Researchers cited that $607 average daily cost per Guard member in the nation's capital compared to $384. Hold on a second. Whoa. $607 a day per Guardman? You're friggin' smoking crack. There's no way that number's right. No way that number is right. No way that number's right. There's no way. I'm not buying that shit. $607 average a day? No. Robbery and other violent crime rates in DC area had also decreased prior to the Guard deployment. The report said those numbers were not impacted by the military operation. Still, the report authors stopped short of calling the deployment a waste noting that there was a 24% decline in opportunistic property crime recorded in the first 6 months op- of the operation. We brought 2,500 guardsmen in from. Okay, so they're they're not really regulating crime around DC. They're regulating crime in DC. I mean, they had the same problem with Reagan, to believe it or not. In case you don't know. J.D. Simpkins is an editor in chief of Military Times, Defense News, and Marine Corps veteran of the Iraq War. So we brought 2,500 guardsmen in from 15 states and the District of Columbia, and you all have done an amazing job. General Steve Nordbus, chief of the National Guard Bureau, told troops in D.C. in July. I mean, seriously, he's right. I mean, you wouldn't have a guard unit without the people going there and doing it. So they had to show up. They had to get them from somewhere. So, kudos on everybody getting through the mission. Since arriving, you saved out over 235 lives. That's really good. You've done over 30 medical assistances to personnel. Wow. You restored children back to their families 27 times. And you have done amazing things in support of law enforcement to make sure we reduce crime. So there you go. So imagine how many probably like ongoing operations are now in effect because our guardsmen are there and reported it to log books and duty books and things pass through the chain because by law they are required to report to the proper authority for that area of operation of any said crime. And that's what they're there for. They're the eyes and the ears, really, kind of, when you put it down that way. Like they see something going on, they're going to let the right people know. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, if the right people do the right thing, that's what we want. But that's the way that works. So how do you can't really so they're not penetrating that yet, but they can. However, this whole $607 a day per guard member is bullshit. Now, is that including food? Is that including their daily rate of pay? Or is that them just to go ahead and get a damn room? Because it doesn't break it down. It just says $607 a day average. So I have a question about that. $607 a day average. Well, how $607 a day average? Like, where do you get that number? Like, if you're renting a room and you're renting it at a prolonged rate, which is going to reduce the daily rate, then no. I mean, it's got to be something like so. Like, okay, let's say food. I'll say food's like in that area. No kidding. I'd say $75 a day to live like that. I'd say $50 to $70 a day. Easy, $75 a day. I'm serious. Serious, like $70 a day, something like that. That's probably where you need to be. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe 60, $70, something like that a day. I'm not joking. So you look at that a month. So that right there a day just to eat. Okay. We're at $607 a day. All right. So let's say $75 is food. Let's say another $75 is the room, right? Okay, because we're talking a prolonged rate, right? Let's say so that's 150. No, I guess they're gonna. I don't know. They're not paying for water or electric or nothing like that. That's included in the room rate, right? I guess it depends. Maybe I don't know. So that's $150 right there. What else do you need, right? Toiletries. Let's say they can be expensive up there, like shaving stuff like that, all that other stuff. Even like whatever, just for maintaining hygiene. Okay, so let's say that's $10 a day. So let's just say no because it could cost money. Depends on what you're doing. You always got to look your part. If you're going to stay sharp, you say $20 a day, right? Okay, so we have 250 or 150 and 20 is 170. So we're at 170. What else do you have there? Transportation, right? Have to get around. right? You have to have some money. Okay. So let's say $25 a day. So let's say we're at $200 a day now, right? $200 a day. Okay. So I think that number is inflated. I think it's more like 250, 300 a day, maybe 250, not $607. Not $607. I'd say it'd be about the 250 range. What else would you need? Dry cleaning. How much a week is that? That comes out to what? $10 a day, right? So there we go. That's 210. What else? Like I said, toiletries. When I add laundry on top of that, another $5 a day, 215. Um, and you have to have some morale, right? Some morale. Let's say $50 a day, 265. Right? You have to have a little morale. Come on, like shit that you just want to do. I want to freaking go get a cake. I want to go get a freaking couple beers. Whatever. They're entitled to, right? So let's say you're at 265 a day. 265 a day compared to $607. No, I think now is that their pay rate? Are they getting paid on top of that? Like what would their pay rate per day be? Like a private would be getting what? 1,500, $1,600 a month? So $800 in 2 weeks, so $400 in a week, let's say, like it's like 450 maybe. 450 in a week plus their pay rate. So that's broken down daily would be like $75 a day. 75, 150, right? 2 days, for 3 days, for 4 days is $300. For 5 days, and they're probably going to get a rotated schedule. They're probably going to have off for like a day or two. So you're saying, okay, they're getting paid $60 a day, $65 a day at a private, getting paid maybe $75 a day, maybe. Plus, you're getting all that shit taken care of. So you're talking about, okay, so now we're at, let's say, $350 range to pay this guy. We'll even give the benefit of the doubt. We'll say $400 a day per member, per guard member, right? So that's probably the average, $400 a day. That's with their pay, with their pay, their housing, their toiletries, their food. It's probably like 375, but let's say 400. That's still $207 less than $607 a day. That's a lot of money. So you're talking about 2,000. So two times two is four, right? So that's $40,000 a day, right? Hang on, 2,000 times 200. That's $40,000 a day being saved. I think that $607 average is bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I think it's less than that. Where are they housing? That's another thing. It could be like I've seen this before, but robbery is what they say is report stops performance, noting that there was a 24% decline in opportunistic property crime. So those numbers were not impacted by the military operation. He said for robbery. All right, whatever you say. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's kind of like anti. I think it's kind of like the way this is put together. I mean, this is from military times. They used to be a lot better. I still like them, but I still think it's put in a manner that like kind of makes you doubt the Trump administration. So whatever, kind of gets you thinking. You know what I mean? But it's okay to question things. At least they're not doing it like a butthole, like some people. So there you go. Veterans Transportation Department wants veterans to become truck drivers. Task and purpose. This is the task and purpose. There we go. Task and purpose. All right. The federal government is hoping that veterans who drove heavily. Let me rephrase that. The federal government is hoping that veterans who drove heavy military vehicles will drive large freight trucks. On Friday, the Department of Transportation announced a new interagency effort to encourage veterans to step in to fill commercial trucking jobs around the country. Interesting. Veterans News. That's Veterans News. 2 dead in Ukraine from Russian attacks, 4 more in Russian held area hit by Ukrainian drones. Associated Press. Evidence of Ukraine using Dutch Ruta Block 1 cruise missiles. The war zone. From step to sea, a Ukrainian drone hunt Russian ships. Defense News: in a field, southern Ukraine, soldiers scrawled sardonic messages on a sleek gray attack drone that would soon be hunting Russian ships on the Black Sea, part of a widening Ukrainian campaign to isolate Crimea and weaken Moscow's war effort. Commentary and analysis here. Some Iran escalation wears a Gulf alliance from Politico. U.S. does continue strikes on Iran. Arab states battered by Tehran's retaliatory attacks. Look, even they're saying Tehran. I'm telling you guys, you have to level Tehran. I'm telling you, Gaza, make Tehran Gaza again. It's the only thing that's going to work. It's the only thing that's going to get through their brain. I mean, sorry, but that's what it is. Long-standing tensions are getting in the way. Nearly 8 in 10 Americans say Iran war has been harder than the Trump administration expected. This is from The Hill. Here's from The Atlantic. No war for old men. Drone warfare took a while to catch on in Ukraine. Hey, the U.S. and Iran are stuck in a cycle of military escalation. The Wall Street Journal. This is what they report. Trump is threatening to intensify bombing of Iran while Tehran's militia allies widen the war. Istanbul, the conflict between the U.S. and Iran is escalating just as the two warning parties are running up against the limits of what they can achieve through military force. Conflict widened this week. I don't think we have gotten near the capability we can achieve with military force. He's actually President Trump actually has been holding a lot back, believe it or not. After President Trump's order, West Point curbed faculty speech. One professor said no. Washington Post. Okay, so this is a bunch of stuff of a lot of Trump in the commentary and analysis. So you guys, he must be living in your head rent free. I guess that's why you got to come after guys like me because we don't have the money to back us up like he does, or else it'd be a totally different game right now. All right, whatever. That's some reporting from Defense News. All right, fuck that. What else is going on? Pick something else out. All right, there we go. I think everything's back. Whichever party terminates the filibuster first will be the party that survives and thrives. If the Democrats win this race, however, America will rapidly become nothing more than a third world nation. President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, that is actually 100. He's 100 about that. That is what they want to do. That's the intent. They need us to be a third world nation in order to get what they want. Those are the facts, folks. Yeah, go to Truth Social and check out Donald Trump there. That's where you get the facts. In fact, I'm going to share it. I'm sharing it. Uh huh. Work. Huh, whatever. West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Take home. Let's see who is trying to follow me and ruin my life. Somebody from Croatia. Okay. So, what do you think? Account based in the United States, connected via Croatia Android app. What does that mean? How could you be in two places at once? Dawn Meretti, 26718. Dawn Meredy. A picture of a woman facing that way on like a bicycle. Well, the sun's kind of setting, but you can't tell who it is. Whatever. So I don't know if I should block it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna block it. Croatia, I don't know. She says, I think a sincere person is always worth knowing. The feeling when your winged eyeliner is perfectly symmetrical. Well, I like the part I think a sincere person is always worth knowing. But she's too busy evolving to notice the hate. I don't know. I'm just looking at the profile here. Verified followers. Maybe we should just do this and go through everybody's profile and tell you about everybody. Maybe I'll make a segment out of that. Just be like, hey, check out this profile, and then pull it up. Here it is. Look. All right, check this out. Look at this. See this? See that? And we'll see how accurate we can get with Grok. Ara's not working anymore. Ara's mad at me for not doing the show. I'm sorry I didn't do the show. I don't have the funding I need. So that's that. I don't have a rich daddy. So that's it.